Hello, everyone. Hope your July is going well. It's the second week of July. I just changed my calendar to July, so I know that for sure. Hope your July is going well. Hope you guys are planning trips, having fun, doing fun things this summer. And we're here to talk about a controversial album. But before we do, obligatory self promotion. What if I ruled the world? Poems inspired by music written by me. We're talking about music today, you know? As always, linked in the description, linked in the the rest, link tree. All right, so we're here to talk about Bangerz by Miley Cyrus, which was her fourth album, I'm pretty sure. But it was her first bad girl album, you know. When she was no longer on Disney, she was her own person. So let's go over. So I'm going to talk about, her life and give a little bit of her biography. I always feel like I'm always copying and pasting from Wikipedia too much, like too many paragraphs. But then when I go and I look at it, it's not too bad. It's like 4 paragraphs. I'm going to maybe probably be a little selective of what I read, but I'm going to just mean all the main points. So she was born Destiny Hope Cyrus, which I think Miley was like a nickname because she was always smiling, so they called her Smiley Miley or something like that. So then it got shortened from Smiley to Miley. According to Wikipedia, it seems like maybe she has changed her name to that. Not 100% on that. She was born November 23rd, 1992. So I am a year older than her because I was born in 91. She's an American singer, songwriter, and actress. Dang, my computer already is like, nothing's moving. So we're going to close everything. There we go. Where was I? Yeah, she's an American singer, songwriter, and actress. An influential figure in pop music. She is known for evolving her artistry and image reinventions, which she has from this, even from the bad girl image. She's evolved into kind of different styles and imagery. She was established as a child star before developing a successful entertainment career as an adult. She emerged as a teen idol with her portrayal of Miley Stewart um, in the Disney Channel television series Hannah Montana, growing a profitable franchise and achieving 2 number one soundtracks on the Billboard 200. If you haven't watched Miley Cyrus, I mean, not Miley Cyrus, if you haven't watched Hannah Montana, I think I was too old for it because it came out in 2006, 2011. No, I would have been in high school. I would have been in ninth grade. So I graduated in 2010. So yeah, I was too old for the demographic. But basically about a pop singer who has two identities. Like her on stage is Hannah Montana, and then she's Miley Stewart, like at home. So that's what it was about. If you just never seen it, I've seen parts of it, but I definitely have never like seen a full episode. Like I said, I was not the demographic. But one of my best friends, she did love Hannah Montana growing up. So we were the same age. So maybe I was like not the target demographic, maybe. But anyway, her solo career began with her number one pop rock album was Meet Miley Cyrus in 2007 and Breakout in 2008. The single Party in the USA from her EP Time of Our Lives 2009 became one of the best-selling singles. Honestly, love that song. I don't believe she ever heard it. Well, she did say at the time she did not hear Jay-Z's song when that song came out. I forgot what other song. I know the Britney song. I believe that. But you know what? I still put my hands up. I'm still playing that song. And the butterflies fly away. It still is what it is. I love that song. I did just add that to my phone from Apple Music. She sought out a mature image with her dance pop album Can't Be Tamed 2010 and later transitioned to trap pop and R&B with Bangerz 2013, which we're going to talk about that now, which featured We Can't Stop, her first Billboard Hot 100 number one. Oh, and her first, this is two separate thoughts, and her first Billboard Hot 100 number one Wrecking Ball. She explored psychedelic country and rock genres on her subsequent albums, Miley Cyrus and Her Dead Prez, 2015, Younger Now, 2017, and Plastic Hearts, 2020. Okay, after signing with Columbia, she released her eighth studio album, Endless Summer Vacation 2023, and visual album, Something Beautiful 2025, which I have not really listened to any of them except Bangerz fully. But I am curious about the rest of her discography. Former was led by the single "Flowers," which became her best-selling single of 20, which became the best-selling single of 2023. Won 2 Grammys, including Record of the Year. As an actress, she was in films Balt, Hannah Montana the movie 2009, The Last Song, LOL 2012. And served as a coach on 2 seasons of The Voice from 2016 to 2017. She started in the Rachel, Jack, and Ashley 2 episode of Black Mirror. She hosted a special for New Year's Eve in 2021 and 2022. I guess because New Year's Eve goes into 2020, goes into the next year, you know. She has numerous awards, including 3 Grammys, 1 Brit Award, 5 Billboard Awards, 3 MTV VMAs, 8 Guinness World Records. She's as a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. She was named a Disney Legend, ranked among the greatest pop stars of the 21st century by Billboard. She is also the ninth highest certified female digital singles artist by the RIAA. Um, a lot of lists going on, and she also has a foundation called the Happy Hippie Foundation, which focuses on the LGBTQ community and youth homelessness. So she has a lot going on. But yeah, so that's a little bit about her. Like I said, I got this from Wikipedia. If you want to know more, that's where you got to go. So Bangerz was released September 30th, 2013. The genre is pop, R&B, and trap pop. Excuse me, y'all. Where can you stream it? YouTube Music, Apple Music, which is where I streamed it. Pandora, Deezer, iHeartRadio, Spotify, SoundCloud, Amazon Music. I realized I've only used Apple Music and SoundCloud. I think YouTube Music, you can't even use it for free, like at all, like no trial or anything. Which I mean, Apple Music is the same way, but SoundCloud, at least they let you have it. You can have it for free with ads, you know. But I just realized I never really listened to any of the other like things. Like Amazon Music, I've listened to like previews of songs that were on Amazon Music, but I never really like listen to anything on there. But that's where you can stream it at. And the vibes I got, which were not the vibes I thought it was gonna be. So keep that in mind. That is Heartbreak Love Party at the End. There were a lot of love songs, a lot of heartbreak songs, and I was like, oh, this is supposed to be the Bad Girl album. Like, what is happening? But we'll get into what I think the disconnect comes from. But we're gonna go over my favorite songs, my least favorite songs, and my overall opinion. My first favorite song was 4x4 featuring Nelly, a very random country song on the album. Which, yeah, when the genre is pop, R&B, and trap pop, I don't expect to hear a country song. But it was actually a bop, lol. It was actually pretty good. This seems like it would have been more her style to come out as like a bad cowgirl image instead of like a bad party girl and slash rap girl image, which I'm gonna talk about that more later. Nelly was a good feature as he had already had his like country sound going, so it made sense. At first, when I saw him, I was like, huh, seeing him, but then it did make sense once I heard the song. He did his whole he had the country grammar thing like when he first came out anyway, but then he also did a song with Tim McGraw. I think it's called Over and Over or something, or Over, one of those. We had the sweatsuit. I used to be a Nelly fanatic as a child, which, I was a child. I was like middle school, high school, still a child, but I was like, I definitely shouldn't have been listening to any of his stuff. But that's, that's a rant for another time. But yeah, so that made sense. And then my second favorite song was hashtag Get It Right. It's a very fun, flirty, and sexy song. I love the funky beat and like the urgency to be with your lover is very relatable because she's like, especially she wants to be with him and she's like, saying like, come be with me, and when you want to be with your lover, you want to be with them ASAP. So I get it. And then my third favorite song was Someone Else. This is a good heartbreak song. Miley sounds really good on the song and emotional. Like she's really feeling what she's singing about. And the beat is good as well. It's like a synthy, slow, it's like a slow synth dancey type beat, but it works. Because some of these other songs that are slow don't really work for me. I'm going to talk about that later. But it was really good. And basically, she's like, you're supposed to love me a certain way, but now I feel like someone else, like I'm not being loved like how I should be, basically. And then on a similar vein, On My Own, is my last favorite song. It's a very funky beat. I love it. I love the message of being independent and not needing a lover who doesn't see a future with you, which is kind of reminiscent of someone else. Like you're supposed to be my lover and see a future with me. But honestly, I'm better off on my own. That's basically the message. And I think it's a good message on not needing, and of course, I have a typo, not needing anyone and being able to make a future on your own. Typo every video. And then I do have some least favorite songs. So, We Can't Stop, which was the main single. I never really liked it before, but definitely the most AAVE egregious single she's ever had, LOL, as far as I can. Like I said, I haven't listened to the album after this, which I feel like the album after this seemed more like hippie, psychedelic. So, who knows? Um, but it's also slow for a party vibe it's trying to go for, so it's like a mismatch for me. So I never really liked it. I'm like, you're twerking in the video. The beat isn't even fast. It was weird to me. And then Wrecking Ball. And then I typed, I just don't like any of the singles, it seems. LOL. I mean, I get the emotion behind it, but it doesn't sound horrible. And it doesn't sound horrible, but once again, it's slow on this Bad Girl era song album. Uh, and then I wrote this before I realized that she didn't write it, but I mean, she probably still felt the emotions. But then she ended up marrying that jerk after the song. I forgot what his name, Chris something. Uh, and then she ended up writing, and then she ended up having the song Flowers. So it's like, we got two songs about the same jerk. I mean, granted, she did. They broke up the first time with Wrecking Ball, then they got back together, and then they got divorced. Yeah, now. But yeah, I'm like, girl, were you crying over this man twice? Well, I mean, Flowers, she wasn't crying, but still. Anyway, and then my lastly favorite song was "F U" featuring French Montana. It sounds like a song that would have been on the first Suicide Squad movie soundtrack, Derogatory. Even though I did like some songs on that soundtrack, it just seems like it's trying hard to be like badass and heartbroken at the same time. And it's not really working for me. It kind of just seems like immature. And like, she's like, F you. I got only two letters for you, F you. And it's like, okay, girl, just pack up your stuff and get out of there. You know? um, and then I'm not really a big fan of French Montana, so he wasn't doing it for me either. LOL. So yeah, those are my favorite songs and my least favorite songs. And then here is my overall opinion. So overall, I think this album was okay. And I feel like besides the cursing and some party songs, controversy of this album was more about the visuals. I think the music videos and performances made it controversial because it isn't too crazy to me. But like I said in my short video, this was her trying to break out. And this was her being from Disney and, trying to be provocative. So, it was, I feel like it was like more of a big deal than really it should have been. But I definitely feel like it relied on, her being naked in the Wrecking Ball video, her twerking in the We Can't Stop video, her VMA. This is like a cacophony. I hope I'm using that word right. It was just a bunch of stuff together that made it controversial more than the actual sound of the album and these songs. Yeah, I think it was a fine album. But I wasn't expecting that at all to be like mostly love and heartbreak. I was expecting purely club bangers, and it was mostly love songs. Which for her to be her Bad Girl album, it really took me by surprise. And I think it's just above average for me, so I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. The songs I said were my favorite absolutely were, but there were like two other ones I liked, but it wasn't like they were my favorite. But they were like passable. Like I was like, oh yeah, I enjoy listening to them, but they weren't my favorite. But the rest of the album was meh for me. So yeah, I was thinking I'm gonna have some twerking, high energy songs, and she's sad. Or in a in the other single, which is like "Man" for me, "Adore You," she's like happy about being with the man, and then and "Get It Right," she's happy to be with her lover. So it's like I feel like 4x4 was like a bad girl song though. She did have a few other like songs, but they were like, like okay. Like there was one called "Love Money Party," but I was like, I don't really feel like I'm gonna be partying to this song. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I thought about Miley Cyrus Bangers. Have you listened to it? What do you think of it? So I do have a rant again. I think I might just call it just mature rant when I do my thumbnail. I think that Miley Cyrus, what Miley Cyrus did on the 4x4 would have been a better way to transition to her bad girl image by being a country singer baddie. Because I feel like I don't know, I haven't seen a lot of like. I mean, I know she's a pop star, but I don't know. I don't see a lot of transitions to like being like a country baddie. I feel like that would be something different. You don't really see that. Like, why does it always have to be like a party girl or a rap girl baddie? Like, why does it have to be a genre switch? Even though I guess country would be a genre switch for her to be able to be considered bad. Like in a more recent example, is JoJo Siwa with her being the rock slash alternative bad girl, where it was just like her being in black but still in glitter, or being looking like she was in like in a Kiss female cover band. Which I feel like instead of completely another typo. Instead of completely changing up their genres or looks, why don't they just make more mature music on its own? Like, maybe you're talking about love it, when you were, the child star, but maybe you're talking about making love. Like just taking it up a notch. Maybe you're talking about moving in. Like just taking it up a notch without having to completely switch everything. You know what I mean? And being vulgar or raunchy. I feel like I sound like an old woman. But um yeah, like why can't we just evolve to making it more mature and not just bad, just making it mature. Especially since both like changed their images. Well, for Miley, it was like 1 or 2 albums later. For JoJo, it was like almost immediately, LOL. Which I wrote, JoJo doesn't seem to know who she wants to be. So that's a rant for another day. Cause it's just I don't think she knows what she wants to do. But I think the transition to a Dark Star shouldn't have to make the singer be like buck wild, It could just be mature. You could just elevate what you were talking about before. Like, I mean, you can still talk about partying and stuff, but like, you can be like a country girl partying, like in your trailer park partying, And I also feel like using the image of like rap and being close to blackness as well for Miley kind of made it more bad girl. Oh, I'm with the rappers, It's kind of like, hey, black people are people. It's not saying that she didn't like. I know she kind of denounced the era afterwards, but she did apologize afterwards because she was like basically dissing, like, oh, that image is vulgar and whatever. But it's like, girl, you were doing it. I know she did apologize after that, but it just kind of like seems like, when there's an image switch, it has to be like the party girl, close to blackness, close to rap. Besides JoJo Siwa, she just kind of went the alternative ish route, kind of. But then with JoJo Siwa, it was like the, going, not saying she can't be bisexual. I'm not saying that. But kind of going with the LGBTQ identity and trying to be this rebel, but then kind of going back on it and saying, "Oh, I don't like being called lesbian." That's a horrible thing. And then I get it. Sexuality is fluid, but I feel like you should not make it your whole identity to the point where when you switch it up, it's like, well, who are you now? It should just be a part of like it should be a part of you, but not all of you. Same thing with like if you switch up your image, you can just mature your image without having to like completely change everything about yourself. So that's just my old lady spiel. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about pop stars transitioning from the kid star to the adult? Do you think they should just mature about it, or were you down for the bad girl songs and the bad girl images? Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of Miley Cyrus and Bangers. What's your favorite Miley Cyrus album if it's not Bangerz? I would like to listen to more of her discography. I don't know if I'll review it, but we'll see. Everything is content, you know? All right. And I hope you guys are having a good July, and I will see you all next week.